You need an emergency fund. You really need it. If you don't have it, you're in trouble. You're in danger. You can't keep living without your emergency fund. It's really an emergency for you. Start by having that emergency fund as fast as possible. Don't think about investing. Don't think about anything else. First, save for your emergency. Have your emergency funds ready. Hey guys, this is Danke again and welcome to my channel. And today we're gonna talk about the power of emergency funds, because if you remember last time we talked about it and we said when we are saving we should save for emergency funds. So most people ask me about the emergency funds. What is emergency fund and what it is for? So what do we need an emergency funds? So I want to tell you about the power of emergency funds and how to have one and why it's very important to have one and why it is necessary to have one. So emergency funds, it is a fund that's gonna help you in case you have unexpected expenses. Let's say for example, your car breaks down and you don't have money to fix it. That is when you need to run to your emergency fund to go and get the fund that you saved, to go and use that money to pay that bill. Then you also have something like let's say you lose your job, and when you lose your job, that's the time that you will see. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. If it's your first time to watch my video and if you see value in them, of course, please consider subscribing to my channel and also smash that like button below and also share this video with people that you love. The use of your emergency fund. Sometimes you can't find a job immediately after losing one. You need sometimes to apply for more jobs to find one that's gonna accept you, which you're gonna qualify for so that you get employed. Between where you lost your job and where you're gonna find another one, in that period is when you're going to use your emergency funds. I think you understand a little bit why we need an emergency fund. I try to give some few examples where you can use your emergency funds. As I've told you what emergency funds are for, I should also tell you what emergency funds are not for. So let's say for example, you want to buy that beautiful BMW. That's not what you should buy with your emergency funds. No, that's not included. So emergency fund, it's just for emergencies. So if you want to pay your debt, that's not an emergency. So you should really save aside for that debt. If you want to buy that BMW, you should save for that BMW. It's not for you to use your emergency funds to go and buy that. So your emergency fund should always be for emergencies. As I've told you what are emergency funds and where you can use them and where you can't use them, I think I should also tell you about emergency funds and how you can have one yourself. Most people told me that it's a little bit hard to save for emergencies, and I have a strategy that I can give to you, and that strategy you can use it to help yourself to have your first emergency fund. So how much should be your emergency fund? I don't know. That depends on you. Your emergency fund, I always say, according to your financial situation, I always say put your emergency funds to be between your 6 months of expenses to 1 year. That means if your monthly expenses are $2,000, you should make sure that your emergency fund, it has at least $1,200 or more. So it depends on your financial situation right now, but make sure that it's at least 6 months to 1 year of your monthly expenses. So how do you get to that? So let me give you a strategy that I use myself to have my emergency funds, and it's really helpful because when my car broke down last time, and it really helped me because I didn't have anything, but I remember, oh, I have my emergency fund there, and I used my emergency fund to fix my car, and it didn't cost me anything more because I was prepared for it. After using that money, I also saved up for the same emergency fund after I've used it. Let me give you a strategy now. So try to use 10% of your income to start with it. So every time you get paid, get 10% and save it in your emergency funds. Only 10%. If you get $100, it means you're going to take $10 and save it in your emergency funds every month. And that's how you start building your emergency fund. It doesn't have to be very fast. It can take time. What you need to see is that you're doing it. As long as you're doing it, even if you're doing it slowly, the good thing is you are doing it. Take every time 10% of your income and keep it away. You need an emergency fund. You really need it. If you don't have it, you are in trouble, you are in danger. You can't keep living without your emergency fund. It's really an emergency for you. Start by having that emergency fund as fast as possible. Don't think about investing. Don't think about anything else. First, save for your emergency. Have your emergency funds ready because it is an emergency. That's why it's called an emergency fund. Make sure that you have it as fast as possible. If you're under $2,000 in your emergency funds, you're in trouble. So make sure you get there as fast as possible. When you have $2,000 saved up for your emergency fund, then you can think about something else. But it also depends on your financial situation. As I told you, you should make sure that your emergency fund, it covers at least 6 to 12 months of your monthly expenses. So when you get $2,000, that is just the start. And from there, now you have to think about it for yourself according to where you stand right now. But after you have that one, then you can think about other things like paying debt or start investing, but that should be later after you have your emergency funds. And the other thing I want to say is this: you should not keep saving for emergencies forever. No. So when you hit your goal, you stop from there. That money that you are using to save for your emergencies, now get that money, that percentage, and start putting it somewhere else. Maybe toward your investments, maybe towards whatever you want to buy. So that will be on the second plan later, but first, the emergency. And only return back to emergencies if you use them on an emergency, of course. If you used it on an emergency, and then you can go back and save it again until the level where you want it to be. After that, come back to what we are doing again, start using that money somewhere else. And remember, if you find value in this video, please consider subscribing to my channel and also smash that like button, and don't forget to share this video with people that you love, those good people that you know that this video is going to be a good use to them. So don't forget that, and I'll see you in my next video. Ciao, peace. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. If it's your first time to watch my video, and if you see value in them, of course, please consider subscribing to my channel and also smash that like button below, and also share this video with people that you love.